What is up, everybody? 2Bob29 back in the lounge yet again. Make sure to kick back, relax, grab those snacks. And again, let me preface this by saying no offense or disrespect whatsoever to the boys over at Champs Chat. I respect what they do, I appreciate what they do, I thank them for what they do, but I think it's time for another re-ranking. So on your screen here, you're going to see the current ranking of Solo Sikoa Trickster, the Bloodline, with no drip plate. I'm pretty upset with this ranking. I remember seeing this one a while ago. Um, I I was just appalled at this. Um, I do not think that he deserves a grand whopping total of a score of 12. He is effectively, outside of Road Dogg, the worst character that has been ranked for the males in regards to power rankings. If you want to include all of the females also, the only other one that is lower than Solo is Nia Jax. There are characters like Brutus Creed from the Creed brothers, Maurice from Miz and Maurice, Andrade from his month with Tranquila, including Akam from the Final Testament, and Joe Gacy Pigboy, who all have higher rankings than Solo without a drip plate. Absolutely astonishing to me. Am I saying that Solo is the best in the business? No. But I am certainly going to fight for him to not be the absolute bottom of the barrel outside of Road Dogg. So let's really quickly go over how things are ranked. Power's very simple. Power is based off of dealing 60 million damage. If you can do 60 million damage or more, then you get a rank of 5. 48 million or more is a rank of 4. 36 million or more is a rank of 3. 24 million or more is a rank of 2. And under 24 million is a rank of 1. Speed gets ranked as the following. 2 of them are true, whether an MP charge is equal to or less than 6 MP, moves recycle flawlessly, or animations are quick, resulting in a win under 45 seconds. That is a rank of 5. A rank of 4 is the same thing, except MP charge is 7 or less, and the win is 60 seconds or less, not 45. And then speed for a rank of 3 is MP is 8 or less, but can be offset with common trainers. Moves recycle most of the time, and animations are not overly long, which typically results in a 1 to 2 minute win in feud. We're not going to go to a 2-1. There shouldn't be a need. Readiness. These are the special things that need to make a character good. So a perfect score of 5 out of 5 means that a character needs either 0 or 1 things to make them good. These things can include skill plates, gears, moments, super duper rare trainers and coaches, etc. Things along those lines. That's a score of 5. If you need 2 things, it's a score of 4. 3 things is a score of 3. 4 things is a score of 2. And then anything past that is pretty bad. Versatility is pretty straightforward. The 3 game modes that we have are Feud, Boss, and Showdown. A perfect score would mean that they can compete in each and every one of them. A score of 4 means that they can compete in 2 of them. A score of 3 means that they should be able to compete in 1 of them. A score of 2 doesn't really mean that they can compete, but they can still win in tours and blitzes. And then again, a score of 1 is ouch. And last but not least, the trainer, the entourage, the coach. A 5 out of 5 is something that is absolutely essential. This is kind of where I personally see differing than a majority of players out there. To me, when I tried to first help make this, I thought a 5 out of 5 would be something that everyone uses. Like, you can't go into a match without an MP trainer, you will just lose. So a +4 MP trainer, like Carmelo, Braun Breaker, someone like Jerry the King Lawler, or Butch from the Bushwhackers, those are essential. You cannot play without them, period. The 5 out of 5 has definitely evolved since then in regards to Entourage, but we're not going to go into those details right now. A 4 out of 5 is something that is widely used as a trainer or coach and helps a character reach their full potential. That to me definitely feels like where a lot more trainers and coaches should be at, but they are not, and that's fine. A 3 out of 5 is a niche trainer and coach. Might not be used very often, but when it is quite valuable. 2 out of 5 is something that if you're missing other trainers and coaches that do that job better, then they'll get a 2 because they're not as good, but they can still get the job done. And again, a 1 is pretty much just not useful. So that's kind of the breakdown in regards to all of the rankings. For those of you that don't know, there's obviously also a copy of the sheet if you haven't seen yet, and I will link the Champions Chat Power Ratings Google document in the description of the video below. So if you're not familiar with it, please do go check that out. I applaud both Lee and Rusty for doing what they're doing and trying to help a lot of players sort of understand who is good, who's not good, in regards to ranking characters on a power scale instead of just, oh, well, this guy's A tier, he's the best. This guy's B tier, he's okay. Because that's what we used to have was tier lists, where people would just say, this guy's a 5 out of 5, this guy's a 10 out of 10. You have to take him up. And that doesn't really work in today's day and age of the game. But I'm here, personally, to re-rank Trickster Solo Sikoa. Again, as you can see on the screen here, he's got a 1 on power, a 2 on speed, a 2 on readiness, a 3 on versatility, and a 4 on entourage. So I want to show you kind of a couple of things here. This is, again, my solo. I don't have a content creator account or anything like that as of yet. This is just what I have. This is how I've used solo for months now. He's 6-star bronze, so he's still missing a little bit of oomph behind his punches this go around. The moveset that we're going to be using is tricolor. So you'll see that there is a purple and black combination here, which is very useful for someone like Mello. And we also have a red move here. So for this entourage, Mello's going to help us with 4 purple and black MP. Sting or Bushwhacker Butch will help you with 4 red MP. Santa helps you with the +1 MP. So now you have 4 across the board. And with Santa, you have 5 across the board. You also get 1 more for the turn, gives you 6 across the board. And then, yes, I know Streakberg is definitely quite rare. That being said, in order to hit that 60 million threshold in Feud, Streakberg is not necessary. And I will gladly go over that in the second half of this video of the gameplay included. So that's where we're going to start. This moment, the finish the story moment, does not help him at all. It's armor, yellow moves, sub, botch, and reinforce. That doesn't help us. We're using Juggernaut gems. However, and this is the key to Solo's damage, the Sami Zayn kicked out of the Bloodline moment right here, Juggernaut gems do 100% more damage. This is the absolute bread and butter to this moveset. So when you're talking about readiness, this is immediately the number one thing that needs to be accounted for. That being said, it's only one thing. If you want to include something like Mellow as a rare trainer, then we can debate whether readiness should be a 5 or a 4. I would probably argue that Mellow is obtainable for a lot of us that play the game and probably spend a little bit. But if you don't have him, and that's understandable too, again, we can certainly move the scale down from a 5 to a 4. And I'm not going to move it down another one for Goldberg because, again, I will play this without Goldberg. The strap that you can see here, it doesn't matter. It literally doesn't. I found a health strap for Solo Sikoa forever ago. And so I decided I'm going to make my Solo healthy. And so I put full vitality on him. Why? I think it's funny. It really doesn't make a difference. It's health. Who cares? Right? So that's where we're at. And again, keep in mind, before we continue, this moment is feud only. So me playtesting this in tours is not going to show you the full amount of damage that you would see in feud. What you should expect is to double the damage because we're getting 100% more damage in feud. So I'm going to go up against our boy 6-star gold Zombie Sammy here. And again, this first time around, it will be with Goldberg. The second time around, I'm going to show you that you don't need Goldberg and you can actually go ahead and use a minus MP trainer and it will work just as fine. And I think the minus MP trainer helps you with that comfort zone of not needing to worry about your opponent being turn 1. So first up, we're going to go ahead and put the 5 Juggernauts out with, again, we'll talk about it without Streakberg, but let's just play this through with Streakberg for now. You put 5 Juggernaut gems out. These will give you black MP on the first countdown, turn everything into purple on the second countdown. Next up, we're going to make a 5 match with our choose move. And we're going to set up a 3 match that we can swipe into. So now we get our Juggernauts a second time. So this is 10 Juggernauts worth of damage. We're going to do, and again, this is bronze, not silver or gold, so you're still going to pick up decent damage when you take them to gold. Not a crazy amount, but it's a decent amount. We have 10 Juggernauts out there. We're going to do 1.6 million damage per Juggernaut. So that's 16.3 million damage. In feud, that's doubled. So let's just say 32 mil. Now we're going to swipe. We have an extra turn because we made a wild card. And now our Juggernauts are counting down. And they're giving us our black MP back. So now we get to put out 5 more Juggernaut gems. And now we get to do our damage per again. On 15 Juggernaut gems, this time we hit for 24.5 million. So if you double that, it's 49 million. So 32 and 49 in feud is over 80 million damage. So it's a significant amount of damage. And certainly nothing to scoff at. So at this point, unfortunately, because we're not in feud, he still has health. But if he had no health, all you would have to do is just simply swipe and you win. But in this case, he still has health, and we don't need to watch all of this nonsense of him getting his moves back, and we're going to turn the board into purple and all this stuff. It doesn't help explain the process of it because, again, this is a feud-based moveset. So I'm going to cut here, and we're going to go into the next moveset without Goldberg. All right, and we're back. So you'll see that I took off Streakberg and I decided to go ahead and put on Mountain Melt. Again, it's just the -1 MP. It's not really a necessity. Just helps kind of give you that ease of comfort in case you cascade, that you can just go ahead and follow up on the following turn. But everything else is exactly the same. Still the same health strap. Still the same trainers and coaches outside of that. And again, still the same caveat of needing the moment for the damage. That's the key here. So once again, we're going to go ahead and put down our gems, our Juggernaut gems here. So I'm going to make them in this corner, I think, is what I like. Then we're going to go ahead and make a 5-match. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't like this yellow being here, so I'm going to turn that into a purple as well. And I'm going to set up a 3-match to make here. I'm not going to make the 4-match. So that gives us our 4 Juggernaut gems back. We get to go ahead and put those down. We now do our damage for 8 Juggernaut gems, not 10. You'll notice that the damage is 13 million. So again, double that in feud is 26. We're going to swipe the purple match that we set up for ourselves. Our Juggernaut gems are going to give us our black MP back. And then we get to put down 4 more Juggernaut gems, which is now a total of 12 of them. And we're going to go ahead and hit our damage per once more. And so you'll notice that one was just under 20 million, 19.6. So that alone is 39 million. The first instance of our Juggernaut gems was 26 million. 39 and 26. I'm sure you guys can do the math. It is over 60 million damage. It's about 65 million to be precise. So as you can see, Solo Sikoa definitely breaks, in my opinion, the power scale in regards to how much damage he can actually get done. Now, moving on from there, and I'm just going to go ahead and we'll quit this because, again, there's no point in watching this whole gameplay of, Sammy kicking out and going through all this stuff. That's not the point of what we're doing here. The point of what we're doing here is readdressing this power ranking. So what I want to mention is, yes, while the damage is good and the power certainly needs to be revamped, the speed is a concern for me because it is not a consistent win. There are times where you can cascade on that 5-match, on that 3 swipe. You can certainly tell there's a lot of clicking involved with putting out 4 Juggernaut gems, making a 5-match, setting up a 3-match, hoping you don't cascade, putting down another 4 Juggernaut gems, swiping the 3-match, putting down another 4 Juggernaut gems. There's definitely a lot that goes up in the air with it, but I don't think that he deserves a speed of 2 because it does not take more than 3 minutes to win in feud. He does not have high MP charges. They are 6 MP. So it's kind of a give and take. Yes, they are 6 MP, but he does take a bit longer to win, and there is the chance of cascading. So I don't think he deserves a 5. I would even argue he does not deserve a 4 on speed because I don't feel comfortable enough saying that it's within a minute, but I would like to argue that it's definitely higher than a 2. I would push for moving speed up to a 3. As for readiness, this is where it comes in. Again, Streakberg is not needed here whatsoever. And again, if we're going to argue that Mellow is a special thing, that's totally fine. Everybody has a 4 MP trainer for red. Everybody has Santa and has access to getting him to a +1. However, not most people have this moment. So what I would like to argue is a minimum of a 4 on readiness. If we're going to say that we need 2 things, you definitely need the moment. And if you want to account for Mellow or Santa, or you feel like you need to hit more than 60 million, which doesn't make sense to me because we already hit a 5 on power, that you feel the need to add Streakberg, then sure, I will concede and I will say we'll play it safe, just like I've always suggested. play the rankings safe. You'd rather be on the low end and have someone say, no, I think he's better. And that's fine. So instead of arguing for a 5, I would push for the readiness to be a 4. At the bare minimum, the moment and let's say Mello are 2 things that he needs to do this 60 million damage, but he really doesn't need much more than that. Versatility is where it gets very interesting. I don't think this is a good showdown character whatsoever. I truly don't. I think that with this specific moveset, this is not a boss battle character. If you wanted to use Solo with a drip plate, specifically against technicians, in a purple gem damage boss, which you're talking about needing a whole lot of stuff there, right? You need the drip, which is a huge money skill plate. You need it to be a technician boss, and you need it to be purple gem damage bonus. If that's the scenario, though, he does have an availability to be a carry in that boss. I think that it's a stretch, though, to just say he's competitively usable in boss, period. So I will not argue for boss, even though I think that there is a situation where he can be used for it. I think with this moveset, it is not something that you're going to do for boss. So if we're basing all of our information off of this moveset alone, I will keep the versatility at 3 because I do think he is competitively viable in a game mode, and that game mode just so happens to be Feud. And that is because this moment gives you 100% Juggernaut gem damage in Feud. So I think that while he has an alternative moveset with some very hefty stuff that makes him possibly work in boss, it's not worth going down that route right now. And last but not least, the entourage ability. I'm not going to argue anything here. I don't think that this is a 5. I've already made comments on why I think 5s should be 5s, such as Sherry, Santa, Mello, etc. Those are the types of 5s that I feel. This guy, however, has a very strong bonus as a trainer. Not only is it +1 multiply gem, it is +50% blue gem damage. I use this guy a lot on my Acro Rhea because I want to be able to use my Sherry elsewhere. And my Rhea still hits for over 100 million damage very effortlessly with this guy as the trainer, right? And so it's funny to me because he almost fits as a 2 as a trainer because he isn't as good as Sherry, but he's such a good trainer that he actually fits to me still as a 4 because he does help them reach their full potential. He might not be as good as a 5, but he's not, 20% gem damage as a he actually helps significantly. So that's where I would rank him as a 4 on the trainer. So my own revamped re-ranking for Solo Sikoa, no drip plate at 6-star gold. A 5 on power, a 3 on speed, a 4 on readiness, a 3 on versatility, and a 4 on entourage. And if you're counting with me, you'll realize that actually puts him, instead of at a 12, at a 19 out of 25. And I think the reason that is so important is because currently where Solo Sikoa ranks with a drip plate is exactly at 19 out of 25. And so I think it's very important to note that even without a drip plate, Solo Sikoa can be just as good as if you did have a drip plate. But that is going to be it for me today. Hopefully you all enjoyed the content. Send much love to Rusty and Lee. Feel free to tag them in Discord with a link to this video if you'd like for Power Re-Rankings 2.0 with 2 Bob. And I appreciate each and every last one of you for listening on in. Make sure to like the video. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. The climb to becoming a content creator is indeed very surreal, and I am still pushing that narrative as best I can. Make sure to share with each and every one of your friends out there who keep complaining that they don't have a drip so they can't use solo. That is not the case whatsoever. And leave some comments left below. Let me know what you thought. Let me know if you think that you will use solo moving forward. Let me know if you're going to chase the moment. Let me know if you enjoy this series of videos. Let me know if you think I should have done anything different while you're at it too. I'm always open to advice and comments and feedback. But that's going to be it for this one. So I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. Have a good one, everybody.
Thank you.